evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Realmhattan Project. So, how is everybody doing tonight? You know what? I want to ask Gort first. I ain't going in order here.
I'm
Throw
feeling
curveball
fine.
here.
Random.
I'm good.
Very random, fuck you, right? Oops, cursing. Sorry. Next.
Who's next?
That's all you're doing. You're just fine. That's all we got for us, Gort.
Yeah.
All we
You
call
know,
you.
you know a fun
You're
work
just fine.
story?
Yep. I could talk about my fucked up back. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
tell us about your
Good.
fucked up back.
I
I
wanna hear
don't
it.
want to talk about it.
Tell us about work. What's like at
Yeah.
Amazon? What's life at Amazon? What's life like at Amazon?
Well,
Did you
that's
fuck up
not
your back
something
at
you're supposed to
Amazon?
say.
Yeah, you just doxed them.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. Next.
Everybody knows where you work.
Yeah.
They do now.
Everybody knew before too.
Yeah, that's not the point.
Derek, what's up? How you been?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody?
That's it. So
Oh, you want me to talk about
we got
my
a
week?
week. What's up this time?
He's
Just
eating.
kind of weak.
I
Mm,
got a know, mouthful right? of ramen over there.
What are you
Yeah, it's
eating?
weak compared to what I normally do. I'm eating pears. The fuck?
Eating pears. Look at you, healthy guy.
Yeah. Trying to eat these
Eating
pears. So there's these. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the wholesale shop Sam's Club.
Yeah.
No, never heard of Sam's Club.
I get my gas there.
So they have they had this company that they how different companies come in try to sell their stuff. Everybody have come in and get samples and want to buy it and all that. Well, it's this company is calling I can't remember the name of them, but they have these Bartlett pears in heavy syrup, and they're really pretty good. I'm
Oh,
not love even Bartlett trying to pears. promo them, but if you have a Sam's Club membership, go down the aisle where they sell canned or canned fruit and all that. You'll see them there. It's in a big jar with a green label on the top. There's a paper label on the top with a rubber band wrapping it up over the seal. So yeah,
You getting paid for this?
nope, I'm not. I'm just saying. If
You
you
ever heard of
are
Costco?
interested in getting these pears, that's where they are.
Yeah, Bartlett pears are good, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bartlett pears are really good.
Yeah, I just want to
Other
get
than
the
that-
close up of
Other
Derek.
than that, had a pretty cool week. Watched that go, and that was pretty much it.
Did you like it? I didn't see it yet.
Went back to work. It was cool. It was
No,
cool.
no spoilers. You'd like it though. Yeah. Okay.
It was
Went back
fine.
to work this week over being on vacation after being on vacation for 2 weeks. So yeah, that was interesting to say the least. And this week, I finally got a chance to open my his tank. 'Cause I wanted to do it with y'all, but y'all wouldn't let me. So yeah,
Wrong show.
so I opened my his tank
Realmhattan
this
Project.
week, and I found out that I won another one. So that one's on its way.
What are you gonna do with that one?
I have no
Raffle.
idea.
Waffles.
You
I have
waffles?
no idea. But I wanted to
And
I mean,
table
for
near
anybody
you?
that didn't get one and they wanted to get one, hit me up. Entertain a potential sale.
See, there we go. There we
I
go.
honestly don't need to, and plus I got an extra
500 shipped.
I got an extra his fire team set too. So
Listen,
There
we're
you
not here
go.
for you to hawk your shit. That's not what this show is about.
Sir, there's a Facebook group for that we have.
yeah, and NJCC
This is a
will
shameless
be in-
plug.
NJCC will be the
Shameless
first weekend of
Fluffers
March.
group. Come on, get it straight.
Come buy my shit. I'll be at NJCC along with the rest of some of these guys. So I don't know, Gort. I don't know if you're gonna be there, Gort, but I'm usually right next to you when I'm either you or Dust when I'm selling shit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He's gonna be busy at his job at IKEA.
yeah.
Yes, IKEA.
What? When did that happen?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Or
Oh.
Apple.
Gort, we need to. I need to hit you up and have a updated conversation with you. I guess and you can change jobs.
He's working at IKEA.
Either that or
Billy.
I'm
I
just
need
not
another
in
Billy.
on the. Either that or I'm just not in on the joke. So
Throwing
Yeah.
seasoning
You're
in
definitely
the
not in
soup,
on the
trying to
joke.
mix it up, man. You're
It,
definitely
it,
not
it
the
happened approximately 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you
You missed it while you were eating your
pears.
peaches,
That's what I get for being
Peaches.
late.
pears,
Right?
whatever.
I was the
Peaches,
last one in.
pears.
Yeah, I understand. So yeah,
No,
this
it
is what I get. So
My-
it's all good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This
Cat
literally
Squad,
happened on the
How are
show
you?
after we were live. But anyway, Ricky, how was your weekend?
I'm doing good, man. Me and my job at Costco are doing fine. Fuck Sam's Club. Watched Echo. It was fine.
Fuck.
It gives me hope that means they at least won't dumb down Daredevil some from the Netflix. Like they kept the violence. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's not spoilers. They kept the violence turned up like it used to be on Netflix, which was good.
Yeah, I found that interesting too. That
I was
gave me that.
surprised.
That
I was
actually
kind of
did give me hope.
surprised. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that
kind of
gave me
surprised
hope
they kept
too.
it cranked up like that, and I'm happy they did.
Mm-hmm.
Got up at 3:00 this morning. Took my oldest down to school so he can get on his bus. He is actually just talked to him right before we came on here. They are in DC now for their DC trip. They just got to the hotel, so they're up there for their 8th grade trip this weekend.
School weekend trip to
Yeah.
DC.
They're doing like all the Smithsonian and Holocaust Museum and Arlington and all that stuff. It's like their 8th grade school trip. So he's up there now.
Yeah, I hope he has a great time.
Me too.
You know,
I
hit
told him
the
I haven't done
museums
any
up
of the
there.
stuff they're going to do. I haven't done any of it. So
Yeah, hit the museums up there, man. It's an awesome experience.
it's on my bucket list, but he's getting to knock it out early.
Mm.
So he's up there doing that. Other than that, just working, man. Got some stuff in this week.
That's what's up.
Went out tonight. Took Kara out for her birthday dinner.
Oh, happy birthday, Kara!
Look, her birthday's Monday, but we did it tonight because we're all off. And
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't get a Facebook alert.
yeah, it's because she doesn't really like you. That's why.
If it wasn't for Facebook,
Not
I
the
wouldn't
first, won't be the
remember-
last.
I wouldn't remember any birthdays if it wasn't for Facebook anymore. So
I mix like we have so many January birthdays in our house. Like hers is in January, my father-in-law's is in January, my
yours.
oldest is in January, and mine is in January. But her and her father-in-law, my father-in-laws are only 3 days apart, so I always mix them up. Like I know I always mix it up. It's either the 15th and the 18th or the 13th and the 15th. I always mix it up. I know one of them's the 15th for sure, and then the other two swap. The other one's either the 13th or the 18th.
Oh, okay.
And then mine and my oldest are at the end of the month. Like his is the 6 days before mine. So his is easy to remember.
Okay.
So we did dinner. I thought I was going to get some more work done on my tattoo tonight. But my tattoo artist canceled. She's got some stuff going on with her family. So that's why I thought I was going to be late tonight, because I was going to be just squeeching in from the tattoo artist.
Squeeching.
And since she canceled, I just told Kara, I was like, let's just do your birthday dinner tonight, because we were going to do it next week after her birthday. I was like, let's just go tonight. You know, we got no kids, and my youngest is staying the night at my mom's house. She wanted him to come over and stay the night and hang out with her. So we just did it tonight. And now I'm here with you guys
my condolences.
talking about Gort's job at Microsoft.
Alrighty.
I'm done talking. It's EE. How was your week?
Well, I was asking Wolf how his.
I thought we did
first.
Wolf already.
No.
No.
How are we all out of order? I thought this you
Because he's doing it randomly. That's
go
why.
in a
That's why. Mind your
circle,
business. Mind your business.
clockwise.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom,
Fucking
boom, boom.
confusing the shit out of me already.
He's doing a star, I think. Yeah, he is.
I think he's making a middle finger like on the
Yeah, he is.
screen.
Oh, he's making a pentagram.
Satan.
This show does not endorse the evil of Satan.
Speak for
Anyway.
yourself.
Hi. My week was fine. I did not watch Echo, which means I'm about 5 Marvel shows and 4 Marvel movies behind. Thank you, Kevin Feige, for
Making them all the same.
making me not excited.
They have a bill for that.
She-Hulk. The last episode explains all of that.
No, I'm good. Went on my first work trip for the new gig. Went to Michigan, up to Bay City and Dearborn. Went to a Ford plant and a GM plant. Had some fun up there. Learned a lot of stuff. Ate some good food.
Visit any
Got,
cool toy stores out there? Yeah, you get a chance.
I looked, but I couldn't find anything. Also, if there were, I did not have control of the car.
Well, it's Michigan. Ain't much cool out there anyway. So.
Oh, I know. It's a big group of people.
Oh, Eric B, you hear
I've
him?
asked a group of people. We're going to whoop on you for that one, buddy.
There's a whole My Rock crew gonna get on you.
Because that is my rock headquarters.
Logan gonna beat you up.
Really? No.
Logan all by himself gonna bench press you.
Two members of the my rock are in the chat squad right now.
I'm the third.
Cat squad's
Right
about
here.
to be on fire.
Really? Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in Michigan, Wolf?
No, it stands for something
Okay.
else now.
It's morons in the realm of collectors.
I didn't want to say it out loud and embarrass anyone.
I am not laughing at that.
That was good. I like that. That was good, Rick. I like that. I'll give you flowers for that one. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Statistically speaking, it had to happen eventually.
Oh man.
What else?
That
Well,
actually
I
was
got-
a good one.
It was good. I got some cool stuff. Got some Joes in. Got the Fire Squad and the Mutt and Ghost Jaga and Snarf, which I'm happy to say is not a piece of crap. So you got one
Oh,
too,
really?
right?
Yeah. Ironically enough, it's one of the better Super 7 figures I have.
Yeah, I heard
Crazy.
some rumors that the head was loose, but mine is fine. He's
Because
cool.
dummies don't know how to plug them on correctly.
Yeah. But no, it was good. Now I got a 3-day weekend coming up, and now I'm here. So
My Mutton Junkyard had a defect.
what is it?
Mine didn't have its balls, so like they clipped
Jumping
it
ahead of
with
ourselves.
it. Or I was laying the seeds in the ground so you
Yeah.
can water it later.
E, what's up with you?
Work has been work, which is kind of disappointing because for the last couple months, work has not felt like work. But this week has definitely felt like fucking work. And I'm just not prepared for it. But yeah, besides that, got my mutton junkyard in. I got a new airbrush in.
okay.
Threw out a couple dios.
No, I haven't thrown out my. Still working on the new dio.
Check his trash.
It's not in the garbage just yet,
Yet.
but it might be getting there soon.
Any planned upcoming projects you got pending?
Well, I did say I'm still working on my dio, so
The
No,
current
man,
one is
that's
working.
other
still-
ones, you know.
well, only one at a time there.
One at a
one at a
time.
time.
You
He's
don't
gotta
on
work it
multiple
from-
projects like everybody else.
No, he's gotta work it
that's
from
why I was
start to
asking.
No, Derek, he works it from start to completion, throws that one away, and then starts a new one. That's the
Plus, I
spot.
take about a three month break in between that.
That's right. Starts a new,
Okay.
gets rid of a whole
Okay.
line of figures, starts a new line, starts a new dio.
Hey, I'm not bailed on a line of figures in a long
You
time.
got to recharge your the creative batteries, right? I get it.
You know,
Yep.
3-month recharge.
I'm still all in on all the things I'm collecting right now. So, few lines that I am. But yeah, no. Besides that, everything's good. 2024, New Year, same
Hey,
me.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Nothing's changing there.
Just the
And,
date.
Yeah, just
New Year, new me.
Just the date. Forgot to put 2024 on a couple emails. I put 2023. So typical
You're gonna start Y2K all over again.
I'm struggling with that too.
typical nonsense. This is why I make email templates now, so I don't make these mistakes. But yeah, besides that, I don't got many things to complain about.
Give it time.
Oh yeah, no.
Just wait.
See, didn't take long at all.
I mean, I can always start complaining. I mean, I have started Echo. I have not finished Echo yet. Just too much going on, and the fact that with Echo, you kind of have to
Pay attention.
read
Mhm.
the subtitles that are always going on.
Mhm.
It's not conductive
You
to
don't know
having
how
that
to
on
read?
while I'm working. So then I really can't pay attention. So
I mean, Either that, or if you know sign language already, you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about reading.
You'd still have to stare at the screen
Yeah.
to catch the sign language, which means he's not.
I
doing
got
shit.
this. I got this for you.
That
It's
means
about
I
as far
love
as
you.
it goes.
That means I
Oh,
love you
and
in EE.
this, okay, and
No,
peace
look,
sign.
go like this, go like this, go like this. It means bullshit because that's the bull and it's shitting. That means bullshit.
Yeah, see, no, yeah, no.
That's what
that's too much.
No, literally, you make the bull, and you go shit, bull, shit, and then this just means shit.
That's what
Pull your
she
thumb
meant.
out of your hand. Just means shit.
It's just look like the bull is talking.
This just means hi and I love you in EE. Oh, and sometimes it means
pretty much got.
sometimes this means Merry Christmas from EE also.
Depends on the season, right?
It can mean hello. It can mean goodbye.
It's like his
I love
shalom.
you.
It
Could
means
mean
a bunch
anything.
of stuff.
You know, you never know. Never know. But yeah, besides that, everything's good. So, what else is going on, everybody? Anybody, anything you seen this week? Anything you want to talk about before we get started on our main topic?
I think we got a new segment that I advertised in the
Oh
group.
yeah, that's right.
Do we?
We do.
Right.
We
Is
do.
it actually a segment or
We don't
Get
know yet.
comfortable.
Depends on
we
how
don't know
people
what
like
it is yet, right?
Sometimes it's
Let me get
every week.
comfortable.
Sometimes
This
it's
one's
every
good.
other week. Sometimes it's monthly. Sometimes it's bi-monthly. It depends on which time you catch us doing it, I guess.
We're gonna do it once, and then we're gonna recharge for 3 months.
That's it.
There you go. Sounds like me.
Just saying.
Got to recharge those creative juices.
I feel like we got to
Or-
qualify this one though with a disclaimer.
No, we don't.
Uh,
We got to whistle.
All right. Look. Disclaimer.
Check your feelings at the door, bitches.
Check your feelings at the door. There you go. That's not to coin a phrase, and not to steal anybody's line, but
The following has been created by the Realmhattan Project and does not reflect the views of the Realm of Collectors.
And then right while he's in the middle of that, we need a record scratch and be like, nah, fuck that. Check your feelings and then move into it. That should be the intro.
Now, if you're still here, it's your fault.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, anyway,
They
I
hurt
don't know
your
about
feelings?
you guys. One of my
start
favorite.
this now.
One of my favorite.
Hold on, I wasn't done talking about my week.
What?
I don't know. Just go ahead.
Anyway, so I don't know about you guys. One of my favorite things to do when I'm bored is to go on, sign on the Facebook and go through all the toy groups and see all the fun things that people are talking about, all the fun things people say. So we all compiled a list of some of our favorite group comments this week. We don't really have a name for the segment yet. We're still debating on this, so bear with us. So let's get into it. What do we got, E? First thing we got, this is from Ricky.
Well,
This guy's selling a $150
And
custom.
from Ricky means not me posting it. I
No,
just
you
sent him
posted
the
it.
screenshot
He sent
of
it to me. But this guy wants $150 for a custom Punisher figure. Can we get a close up on that? The other one I sent you. There you go.
Ooh, that's
He's-
some Wallace and Gromit looking shit right there, man.
that's $150.
He's he's seen some shit.
yeah, I don't quite know what did he do to the eyes?
He made it into a Terrence and Phillip doll with his beady eyes
Did he-
and his
did he
flat.
paint-
Right.
Did he drill-
Did
Yeah,
he drill a
that's
hole
what
in
that
them?
is.
I don't.
It could be either or, yeah.
It's like looking
Nah,
into your
that's
soul.
Terrence.
I just like his,
Or
his,
Philip.
his,
Choose.
I like the look on his face, like. "Rrr."
It's like, do I have too much blush on? Ugh. God, I can't believe somebody would ask 100. And it doesn't surprise me too much because I've seen shit on eBay where it'll say custom, let's just say, I'll just make up a name, say Jubilee. And all it'll be a rogue body that somebody head swapped like Storm's head onto. Like they literally just did a head swap, called it custom, and then charge you $200 for it. Like y'all are ridiculous.
Yep.
At least
What
this
else?
has paint and
Yeah.
something
paint.
on it.
I hope it's paint.
Holes drilled in his eyes.
Well, there you go. Well, anyone wants that, we'll send you the guy's address.
This. I promise you, I did not type any of this, but this
No.
was the best post ever.
So if you're not aware, our good friend Toddy Mack has
Fuck that
released
guy.
a new wave of figures.
Hashtag
that
not my
build
friend.
figures, and they are $40 each, and that didn't sit well with the community, and especially with this young man.
Haha, told y'all so.
So he went off on a tangent. It's time we took a stand. I'm sure you're all aware of the recent monitor wave and the disturbing price hikes that came with it. As paying customers, they had invested in McFarlane toys for years. This reveal came as both a shock and a betrayal to all of us. As much as I love next.
And Todd, yeah, there you go.
As much as I love. Oh shit, I lost my place.
Much as I love Todd.
Should love Todd.
There needs to be.
There needs to be a point where we all put our foot down and say enough. Like all dictatorships, negative change happens gradually. Trust is built, and that trust is used to slowly coerce people into surrendering their rights to a higher force. But we still have the power. We're at the point where we can see through Todd's scheme, and we could do something to fight it. So I propose that we make our voices heard. Refuse to buy this wave. Make sure not even one figure of this wave is bought. In addition, gather every unopened McFarlane DC Multiverse action figure you have in your collection. Return it to your nearest retail store. My wish is that all the shelves begin flooding with unwanted McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. The stores stop ordering from Todd and hit the company where it hurts, their wallet. Only then will Todd be able to see the error of his ways and the pain he's caused. Only then he will change. We're a family. This is our time to prove it. Hold hands with the brother or sister next to you and do what's right. It's our fight now. I'm going to follow this guy in a fucking battle.
I want to hug this guy.
I will die for this man right now. I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
Like this hashtag Wolf Nation, hashtag whoever the hell this guy is nation. I'm down for that shit, man. I'm prime member of his group, whoever he is.
Yeah.
But
Wolf
I promise you, it
Nation
wasn't
supports
me.
this.
But I have been saying that shit for a long time, and somebody needs to put Logan in timeout for that nonsense just came out of his mouth in the chat squad.
I got no comment on this. I don't know what to say. I hope he was just trying to be facetious and play around, but you never know these days.
These guys in these groups? I don't think so.
That dude just.
I
that
hope he
dude
wasn't
just
being
got
facetious.
finished.
$40 for a McFarlane figure is way out of hand. And the way
That
you do
dude just
talk
got
is with
finished
your
watching
wallet.
Braveheart.
Yeah,
He
he'll never take
wrote
our
this.
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote this as a result of watching that movie and then got inspired. So I say we do it.
But here's the thing: is all that typing just boils down to speak with your wallet. Those figures are not worth $40. I don't care if you love McFarlane, whether you love any of that stuff. Those figures that he puts in those packages are not worth $40.
Right.
And
You're
you
giving
speak with
yourself
your
away,
wallet.
and now I know this is your burner account to type this.
I would know if it was me, there'd be a lot more cuss words in it. I promise you, because I was laughing when I read this thing. I was like, about time somebody else fucking said it. EE sent it into the group, and I was like, I told you so.
All right,
I was looking for
we
it.
got another one here.
What else we got? All right, so
Oh
this
my God.
this guy's upset that his junkyard doesn't have a set of nuts.
Wow.
Who knew junkyard is a female Roddy?
Boy, and she got a whole
Oh,
kind of
man.
a gorilla, too. Look at her.
Hasbro, you've left off
Hey, girl.
details.
This reminds me of when the Hellfire Club wave came out, right? There were people who were
No
pulling
underboob.
down Emma Frost's corset
Yeah.
and were upset that there weren't like
Nipples.
fully sculpted
Yeah.
boobs underneath her corset.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I've watched this G.I. Joe community delve into Marvel Legends status over the last year with some of the ridiculous things that they've been saying and claiming and complaining about. And like when I saw this one, I was just like, "Oh man, come
Just
on!"
never,
Well,
never.
unfortunately, I think G.I. Joe's pulling a bunch of those Marvel Legend guys over because they have been a higher quality product, but now we also get this kind of shit from them.
Never in my life have I gotten like an animal action figure, and the first thing I do is check and see what gender they are. That's just, I don't know.
I never would have
Which is
dawned on me to look to see if he
hashtag
had
no
his
dog
nuts.
nuts.
I'm gonna go look up my Battle Cat right now, see what's going on with that.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Mattel cares about the fans.
You got it. This is a battle cat with a K. You liars.
Good lord.
Battle Catherine.
So we got
Next
another
up, what do we got? What else? What else?
Oh man.
Oh, this one was a good one. Stoked to get Mutton Junkyard. Only complaint is weapon stowing. A simple loop on the belt for the baton and a pack of some sort of the rifle. So it kind of feels like a middle finger from Hasbro, and I think we got a response for that.
Can we go to the whole group and everybody just give him his middle finger from Hasbro? Like everybody can just give it to him. Like this is from Hasbro, motherfucker.
But you see, again, this is where we've gotten to where we're complaining, and there was more to this post. The guy was complaining about goggles and like, I mean, how do you
Right.
need to store two
Yeah,
pair of
I remember
goggles
that.
and like it's just like
all those
just be
hands.
glad you're getting all this stuff at these price points compared to these other lines.
Again,
And what
Go
we've gone
collect.
from,
Go collect Black Series.
yeah, we've gone from
Collect accessories.
appreciative to now being like just complaining about everything.
or just two previous of this, the same price as a McFarlane figure, where you're only getting a figure with no accessories, maybe a hand swap, and definitely
And a
no
Build-A-Figure.
head swap.
And a
Same
Build-A-Figure
exact
piece.
a Build-A-Figure piece, same exact price. You get a figure, all those hand swaps, all those accessories, and a whole posable animal with it that also has a head swap of its own. So yeah, Hasbro's really getting you a middle
Yeah, I
finger.
kind of
Todd's were definitely not.
I kind of commented on this one.
Let's see it. You want to read your comment? It's your
No,
comment.
you're reading. You read.
All
No, we
right.
want to hear it in your voice.
Says Mr. Kinsley, what you said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I'd ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this group is now dumber for having read it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
We got to read that in the original guy.
Dude, I
voice.
read that in that dude's voice from Billy Madison the first time I read it too. I was like, fucking, he nailed that one, dude.
That's right.
Yo, because when he wrote that, yeah, I instantly thought about that dude that originally did it. Yo, it was hilarious. I was cracking up.
Good times. We're proud of you sometimes.
Yeah,
We're proud to say we know him in public when he
good
does stuff
job.
like that.
Good job.
Yeah, I've kind of been trolling the G.I. Joe group pretty heavily this week. So
It's been wonderful.
This week.
this week.
This
week's been
week.
pretty good.
Mhm.
I think
What
we
else
got
we
one
got?
more for tonight.
Oh, another junkyard mutt.
Oh, another one. So this one says, I'm just going to say what we've all been thinking. Hasbro should go back to windowless packaging. This leaves no mystery as to what's inside.
No even joke for this one. Just boo this motherfucker. Just boo. Nobody wants windowless packaging. Go fuck yourself.
They're not fucking blind boxes. What fucking mystery do you need on what's inside? You were supposed to know what's fucking inside.
Right.
Tell that to those people who opened their fire team boxes and pulled out fucking Power Rangers figures and shit because they got
God,
fucking
I
swapped
don't.
out.
I don't believe 99% of the shit.
Oh,
that these
you
people
know a lot of
post.
that's clickbait shit.
They're all fake. These people take these boxes, put their own figures next to them. Oh, look what I got, Hasbro. Blah, blah, blah. I need my Windows back. Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm an inbox collector. Blah, blah, blah. But I happen to open this one just to make sure because, you know, I don't trust Hasbro.
I've heard things. Yeah. My favorite one, did you guys see? I
Can't
forgot to
make
get a
these people happy.
screenshot of it to send it to you. But there's this Snake Eyes variant that's going around. It's the one that was in the box, like the actual regular Snake Eyes release. There's an in sheath and out of sheath variant. Like if you can look at your Snake Eyes in the package and the knife is in the sheath, it's different than if the knife is out of the sheath. And people are paying a higher dollar for it in sheath, like inbox collectors. And I'm reading the comments, and one of the guys like, it's not a variant. Take the one that's in sheath and just hold the box upside down and watch what happens. It's just because how it's packaged. The knife just slides right out of the fucking sheath and falls around in the box. But people are paying higher prices for ones that haven't spilled out of the sheath. It's fucking crazy, man. People are nuts. By the way, before we get too far in it, are we going to comment on Wolfie's hat? Like, are we just going to act like that didn't happen? Like, what he's got going on over there?
What hat?
I
What are you
heard. I
talking
saw
about?
the. Oh my god.
Yeah, this fucking hat. Are we just going to act like
Oh,
that shit didn't happen?
I know,
Wolfie.
man. I know we said this needs to stop,
Wolfie.
but I'm sorry.
Wolfie.
Yeah,
I,
he earned that
when
one.
it's warranted, it's going to be warranted. We're not going to pull people as often anymore, but some are just warranted right now, and I think that was warranted.
That
We
was
don't
wild.
publicly endorse ramen.
Whoop,
Noodles.
beep. We don't talk about them.
Listen, this was a
Willard-
gift. This was a gift from Matt B. He told me to wear it on the show.
He hates
Nah.
you.
Here we
and
go.
He doesn't get
You
it.
need
He
to
doesn't
send
get to
that
say it.
shit
Matt
back.
B, we're gonna have to have a talk next time I'm in Morons and Realm of Collectors. Like we're gonna have to have a little talk with each other, Matt B. Put that man on the show with that hat.
Shout
on.
out
And
to
you know
my
what?
rack.
And you know, and just to get it out the way, what does the brim say?
What does it say? I don't remember.
It says ramen toys.
I
Make them
can't see-
bigger.
Can't see it.
Make them bigger.
Okay.
Retro,
I know, he says
artistic,
retro
modern, 80s.
artist.
Artistic, modern, 80s nostalgia. It's what
Did
ramen
they just-
stands for.
Oh
'cause
my
ramen
God,
is
no!
supposed to be
Did
an
they
acronym.
really try
Yeah.
to abbreviate ram? Yo,
Yeah.
Really,
Esteban
Ace?
just to answer you, it's a ramen toys hat. That's what he's
Yeah.
wearing. He's driving, he couldn't see it.
yeah, they just you know, you know what? Never mind.
Hey, we have an opening for our 5th spot on the show. If anybody wants to put in applications.
That,
Only requirement, don't ever wear ramen toys hats.
Getting canceled.
I love you, Wolfie. But I couldn't.
Yeah,
let that slide,
I
dude.
can't take.
I'm like
down
looking at the
the
hat. I'm like, is that
the
the
banner.
I think it
Wolf.
is? And then
Like,
Brink
you're
said
just
something about it
earning
too.
the hate mail right now.
That's fine. Whoever owns that email is gonna get
They're gonna be
a lot
super
of dings. Bing, bing, bing. What the fuck?
I'm like, honey, look how
Chat-
famous I
Chat
am.
squad, do me a favor.
Ramen toy. What is that?
Let someone email that email. Let's see if we get a response. Let's find out who we've been really advertising for all
Dude,
this
that'd be
time.
awesome.
Get on that.
You know what? I think Wolfie should email that Wolfenstein email and see what happens. Like Inception that shit.
Inception, that shit.
That Inception.
I'm not canceling Wolf Nation. I'm
Who are
just
you?
saying.
Wolf Nation canceled itself by existing. You don't have to cancel anything. Fucking ramen toys wearing motherfucker.
no,
This guy over here.
No,
They told me to behave myself, Wolfie, and
I'm
you
still
came
a
on here
member.
wearing
That's
that
right.
hat. So
Doesn't
if I get in
matter.
trouble, it's your fault.
It's
I'm
What's
still
up,
a member.
JD?
What up, JD? Up here
Good to
on
see ya.
Friday? What?
JD. See you in
JD
March.
Bro Serious, tattoo artist extraordinaire.
Mhm.
Neighbor loves my hat.
Man, so that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't
that
there
was
a
it.
Marvel Legends one? We didn't show that one.
No, that's all you.
We
gave
have
me.
more. We don't want to blow our whole load now because remember we're trying to save this spread
That's
out.
all
some.
you gave me
Oh,
for
okay.
today. So.
We're good.
Oh,
We're
it's
good for
in-
today.
All right. Well, anyway, that's our
Oh
segment.
wait, there was a. Marvel
Hey, so
Legends
real quick
one.
before we go too far,
wait.
chat
Hold on,
squad,
hold on.
if you guys come across some crazy things where people are making crazy comments or crazy freaking posts like that, feel free to take a screenshot, send it directly to Wolfie. Wolfie is the one you have to send it to, not any of us, just Wolfie.
Here we
Send
go.
it to
Here's the one
him
that we missed. Here's the one that
on
we missed.
Messenger, and he'll take care of getting it set up for the show. We appreciate the help because more eyes can find more stuff.
This is a classic. You know, we see it all.
I love you, JD.
This is a guy. This is how you start your Marvel collections.
Oh, wow.
Everyone, $300. Just dump it on the floor.
That's how I sold mine. It was on the dining room table, just like that.
Yo, I'm looking at all the laughs that this joint got. Did
I
you
guess
get the
these,
comments though?
Guess his mattress was missing.
I was gonna say it's better than a dirty jizz stained mattress. Though,
Yeah, at least we didn't get the dirty mattress.
That's how you do it, folks. Don't tell him what you have. Don't tell him if it's complete. Dump him in a
Somebody
pile. Hope for
needs
the
to-
best.
Somebody needs to contact the local police department wherever JD's at because I think he had a car accident and banged his head because he said he loved Wolfie's hat. So I'm afraid he's been in a collision and hurt himself. Do a check on him, make sure he's okay because we want JD home safe. And there's no way. That's a head injury to say he loves that hat.
Jeez.
But yeah,
That-
this
that's
is gonna be
our
a fun
segment.
This is gonna be a fun segment. This is one of the best ideas Wolfie had. Like I loved this idea when he first announced. Like he's like, hey, let's try this out.
New collectors.
And we're not done with the
Shit.
showcase either. We're just gonna rotate some things in and out.
Yeah, we'll have
Johnson.
showcases every once in a while. We'll have this every once in a while. If somebody pops up with better ideas, Wolfie will do other stuff too. Like Wolfie's our new idea guy. Like from now on, we're just doing whatever Wolfie says, except for wear those shit hats.
How do you know when someone's a new collector?
How do you know?
That shit.
They wear that hat and they fucking sell their shit piled on the floor.
Nah,
Ramen, my hero.
I love it when you sell me all your renders.
Love you, Ace.
You're my ace buku.
Where's my Ghost Rider car?
All right.
No, it's
well,
This flame mobile of vengeance.
we're gonna get into tonight's main topic. Chat squad just bear with us. Keep in mind, we are all adults here. Trying to have an adult. We want to try to have an adult conversation about this. We're not trying to offend anybody. Please know that if we do, on all this, I'm being real serious. If someone feels offended, if you feel like we said something wrong, message me and we can talk about it. And just understand
Don't email me.
it is not
Please
our
feel free to
intention
say something to
tonight.
me. Gonna make it worse.
But we figured we'd have, with everything that's been going on lately, a lot of the failures that we've seen from the MCU and Star Wars, and the term woke gets thrown out a lot, right? So basically, we kind of wanted to talk about, basically, I guess, I mean, it kind of boils down to, I hate to use the term woke politics, so to speak, but the decision that these companies are making regarding what I consider forced inclusion as opposed to natural inclusion, and basically, is it working? Is it not working? I know Gort had brought up a topic earlier this week on regarding the new Ray show that kind of kicked this conversation into gear a little bit. So I want to hand it off to Gort for a minute, and he can really kick off this topic right now.
Well, like ultimately, we have with Marvel and Star Wars and everything coming out of Disney, their own animated features aren't doing well. They don't know what they're doing. There's no quality. There's no standard anymore. The standard seems to just be, as Eric is implying, but, look at this Ray movie. And the first thing that the director is saying in an interview is it's time that it's 2024. It's time that a woman shaped the galaxy, far, far away. Like, the president of the company is a woman. The people that are writing the shows, the people that are making the books and the content, like, there's a large amount of women in there. There's women directors for the TV shows. There's all of this already. And that's on the production side. But, Princess Leia, Amidala, you had a whole trilogy for Rey. Mm-hmm. But 2024, it's about time a woman shaped the galaxy. And all I get out of that is you're not selling to the fans. I don't think you're selling to anybody. You're selling to some bullshit narrative is what people want to call it. But base. You're selling to nobody. The ticket sales for all this stuff are in the toilet. The subscription fees, for a lot of services, they're going down. But it's because you're producing content for nobody. There's no quality. Story doesn't come first anymore. And we just get trash. Yep. Like, I think, was it not last year, but the year before that we got the He-Man show? And that's like, a real flip from what everybody thought it was going to be based on the trailer or based on any of the advertising, certainly based on what Kevin Smith was telling us. Blatant lies, ultimately. And interestingly, like, this is where I want to say, like, sometimes you get a course correct. Trailer drops for the new Masters of the Universe. It does look better than last time. And it looks like they might have listened to people, but it is just a trailer. They could be making the same mistakes. They're all new ones again. I don't know. But I feel like everything sucks. We're in this, like, funny position where it's hard to look forward to stuff. I used to go to opening night. I'd be there. Well, once upon a time, it was midnight shows. That started with episode 1 and all the way through Lord of the Rings and Iron Man's and all that stuff. Midnight shows. Then it bleeds into your Thursdays. But I was there opening day for everything. I watched, binge watching the Netflix shows when they would come out for Marvel, and, week to week now with Disney Plus. But we get into this position where, like, Echo's out right now. We had Secret Invasion. The last bunch of movies, I haven't seen any of that stuff. And I have zero desire to watch any of it. I watched a little bit of Loki season 2. I will finish that, but I'm just so disinterested to continue, even when that one is, like, it's decent. Like, it's not a bad show. But all this other stuff, like, I just don't care. Like Love and Thunder and Multiverse of Trash, like, these movies, like, I think they beat it out of me because they are there's no story there. There's no substance. Screaming
soul.
goats. Yeah, nothing exactly. There's just, it's hard to look forward to it. Like I said, you know, when it's about time, a woman, or it's not about a woman. I'm saying that just because that's her quote there. That's the one. But it's 2024. It's said year. People have been saying that shit for the last 10 years. It's 2012 now. It's 2016. It's about time this, or this is the first person doing this. Who the fuck cares? That's not what makes something good. That's not why you hire somebody. That's not why you should be producing this content. I just think it's trash. And that's me getting the ball rolling. I mean, you guys throw in with what you got.
Well, like you, Gord, like I said earlier in the show, I'm like 5 shows behind and 4 movies behind in Marvel.
Yeah.
There was a time where I couldn't wait for this stuff, and they unfortunately chose quantity over quality. And like you, they beat the love out of me. I don't want to watch it. I haven't enjoyed much of it. Maybe a few things here and there, like Spider-Man movie, but like it just seems like they're just making movies at this point to make movies, making sequels, just to make sequels, make more money. And the story just doesn't have any meaning for me anymore. There's no direction. I don't know what they're doing. It's not entertaining. And, getting back to the Star Wars point of view of this, this movie, when I first heard they were doing a Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine, whatever you want to call her, a Rey movie, I was like, wow, that's a really bold choice considering the love this character did not get. Again, if you like the movies, I don't have a problem with you. If you like the character, I don't have a problem with you. I think you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think you're stupid. But I would say a large portion of the fandom did not like this character, and they're going to make a movie with it. And, I thought to myself, wow, that's very ballsy, and they're going to have to really hit this out of the park. And the first thing we hear is what you said. It's just like, I want, it's 2024. We need more women involved in these things. And you look up this woman's past, and she's an activist and very into the, feminist activism and all this other stuff. And that's going to worry people. People hear that stuff, and they're going to shit on it immediately. We don't know what it's about.
And to like get into what you're saying though, like she's made documentaries that are about how awful it is for women in Pakistan, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's something people should know. But how does that qualify you to make a Star Wars movie or really anything that's like fantasy adventure based? I mean, look, this is one of the biggest franchises in the world. Why are you handing it to someone that has no experience making movies, like real movies? I'm sorry, documentary is not a real movie. It's not a feature movie. It doesn't have a story. It's a dictation of events.
Right. I will say, I mean, her directing it doesn't scare me as much as it might other people. She's not writing it. I think the guy, I can't remember his name, that the writer was one of the guys on Peaky Blinders, if I'm not mistaken. Which I don't know anything about him. I don't know where he comes from. So I have a little hope maybe. It's not going to be what we all think it is, but I don't know. Like I said, I just think people are not going to look past that. It's going to just blow up in their face, I think. I really do. They're just doubling down on all this. What do you think, Ricky?
I think Scott and Esteban and I believe Dare, like right in a row, kind of put the exact, or hold, is it Esteban? It's Scott, Dare, then Esteban. Scott went first. Disinterested in what there is, but still hunger for what we love. Agreed. Dare. That was 15 years of our lives, and we're just tired. That is one of the biggest things. I'm just tired and worn out. I don't care anymore. Like it's cool. It could be the greatest movie in the world, but as soon as you tell me it's comic related, I'm burnt out. I just don't need it anymore right now. I can take my time getting around to it. Echo was a big thing this past week. I think I watched it the third day it was out. People in groups that I'm in were like, so what'd you think of Echo? I'm like, I haven't even watched it yet. I get around to it when I get around to it. I'm just on complete burnout mode on all of that shit. And then Esteban really hit the nail on the thing. This is what Disney's missing. They've already had that payoff. They had that peak of a 15-year build up into an overarching story. You can't wash, rinse, and repeat that. We're not going to be excited for that same shit again. We don't need it. Now find a different way of making it happen. If you don't, you're going to lose interest all across the board. I think the shows are super watered down. I'm super bored by it. Come to have was his name Eisner. Oh, we don't do stuff political based. We don't do anything activist based. We're trying to just make movies that have nothing to do with real world problems. Say that, and then within a couple months, have your first director come out and go, I am an activist, and I do believe we should have activism in all our movies." It makes no fucking sense. Those are, they're exact opposites of each other. You can't say that we're not going to make movies like that and have the first director you speak say that's exactly the type of movie I'm going to make. If I was to say that we're gonna make a movie about guys in Florida who love Soundwave, everybody in the world's gonna bitch about it except for guys from Florida and people who love Soundwave. Like you've cut out a large portion of your possible audience that would enjoy this movie by saying that. I have no problem watching movies with female leads. I have no problem watching movies with strong female characters. I was raised by a single parent mom who was raised by a single parent mom, and my Nana means everything to me, even all these years after she's passed. So that's not an issue. What the issue is when you try to say it can only be this if we take out anything else you like. That's that. I've had this conversation with my wife before, is people misunderstand women empowerment with masculine depowerment. That's not what it's about. It's about making us equal. So if you want women's rights and women's empowerment to be the same as men, then you just bring them up to the same level. Everybody stays at the same level. You don't have to demasculate or take down a man to make a woman stronger. And I feel like every movie, it has to be that. Like I can't stand a movie that's like, I don't need no man. Well, cool. Then I don't need to watch your movie. Cool. I don't read the Babysitters Club books because guess what? Those are made for teenage girls. It has nothing to do with me. It was my biggest dislike of the Miss Marvel TV show is that show was not made for me. It was made for female teenagers. It was a good story. I loved the historical stuff that they had in it. I loved those flashback episodes where they talked about the British coming into India and leaving India and stuff. I thought those were beautiful and it was interesting and it was intelligent and I learned something new. But I don't even know what it's like to be a teenage girl growing up in California because guess what? I'm none of those three things. So it means nothing to me. And I get that it needs to be equal, but equal doesn't. Old movies where they go, well, look at all these years of men's leads that we've had. I had no choice in that. I didn't say that they only had to make movies like that. So why should I pay for that by having to watch all this man bashing stuff? I don't need to. Had nothing to do with me. That shit was before my time. You know, they're going about it wrong. Have women empowerment, make strong female leads, make strong female characters, do all that stuff, but you don't have to wuss down the dudes to do it. Could you imagine if Ray and or Rose and Finn were both out kicking ass instead of just Rose going, "Hey, I don't need you sit over there with your thumb up your butt while I go out there and do it." Those would have been two different character dynamics, and everybody could enjoy it. The women could have been happy with a powerful female lead, and men could have been happy with a strong masculine lead. You don't have to leave one out to get the other. They don't handle it correctly. One doesn't have to negate the other. You can do both at the same time.
I mean, that's it. And that's only just one aspect of the kind of problems that bleed into movies where people have issue. And some of that stuff, like, it's part of what I'm talking about, but definitely not entirely. Like, I care a lot about story and character development and things like that. And I find that it just takes a backseat to lack of personality at all. Like when you put somebody on and it's just the cardboard cutout of what you think a hero is, I do good because do good and I hero. Like that's not a character anymore. That's just a generalized archetype. And that's what a lot of the stuff comes out being. And it's not engaging. It's not interesting to watch. It's boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's boring. I think about like playing into like both like a little of both what we're saying here. That Willow show, when that came out, like I love that original movie. And it's funny because you have like a great like setup there. Like, Willow's like a wizard. He's gonna help people on this adventure. They're gonna, go do some shit. And it just focuses on nothing. Like you have characters that are just bunglers. You have unlikable jerk characters. And they come off just for both genders here, like thick-headed or stupid, and nobody behaves the way that a character might, and it doesn't actually further a story. Like I only could watch 2 episodes of that before I had to stop, and I'm happy that it was like one of those things that was coming out week to week, because I might have sat and watched more, and I didn't like any of that shit.
I want to jump out of order for 1
Yeah.
second, Gort, just to show this to you, because I don't know if a lot of people realize this. I have the Disney Plus app open on my phone. Type Willow into your search list.
Yeah.
You see I typed it in there? The
Yeah.
only thing that comes up is the movie. They've completely removed
they
that show
got rid
even
of it.
from Disney
Yeah, they did
Plus.
that a
It is
while
was
ago.
gone.
trash.
Like, it doesn't exist. Like,
So you can't even see it anymore?
Nope.
Yeah.
It's gone.
No
I haven't even
one
seen
watched
it.
Out
it.
here.
It was so bad that not like, look, no one watched it, and they pay to have that stuff hosted. So why are they paying for something no one's doing or using? That's why they remove things like that. People get upset at that too, but okay, then watch the content. That was people, not like all the time we say with the toys, like, you speak with your wallet. This is the equivalent, and that's a result. I don't think that a show like that needs to be erased from the platform, but that didn't need to happen. Make a good show. It doesn't need to go away. Make a good show. People will watch it. Look at Netflix boom with something like Stranger Things. Like, you just let someone be creative and go nuts. You didn't sit there and meticulously nitpick all these characters into the ground to the point where they had no personality, no depth, nothing. Like, each one of those kids was like distinct one to the next. I'm curious, like, what the actors even brought into that they were allowed to do instead of just reading lines like most people do. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's entirely possible to make a show with likable characters. I was looking earlier. Let me find the comment. It's moving. Andrea had this one. Create a new story to highlight new characters. Don't mutilate an established franchise and lore. And that's mostly what we get with the superhero stuff in particular, and definitely Star Wars. Look at a Snow White movie that's supposed to be coming up. I mean, if anybody's followed that, or you heard the actress, the lead playing Snow White, talk about it, forget about like the idea that she is or isn't miscast in the role. I mean, the stuff she says, she's like, just, oh, the prince is rapey. He's barely in the movie. This is all about women power. Like Snow White's quest for power, basically. Like, that's what her goals are. It's like, what is this bullshit? Fairest one of all? I don't think so. Like, if you just want to unravel the universe, like, then you're doing a good job, Disney. The company is built on that property, Snow White. The company is built off the back of the Snow White movie and how well it did, in 1938. Is it 38 or 7? And here you are just trying to wreck it and talk about, well, that was then, this is now, we got to update this. It's like, no, you don't update timeless classic. It's just so like oddly disrespectful of their own company, and no one wants to see that. They've been reshooting that movie. They didn't have dwarves because what the fuck's his name? What's the dude's name?
Peter Dingle?
Dinklage.
Yeah,
Dinklage, sorry.
yeah. Dingleberry didn't like that dwarves might be working in a cave. He said that it's we're not fucking savages. So then they write out dwarves from the movie because that guy ran his mouth. It's like it's like the core concept. Like, why do you got to change it? So they change it. They're changing it back to like CGI dwarves that they're gonna map over the actors. I guess they look shitty. They put up a promo pic. It looks fucking shitty.
I mean, they
That
made them look
movie is
short
gonna
in
be a
Lord of the
fucking.
Rings.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you think that's what they're gonna do, is they're gonna do the same thing they did with Lord of the Rings, where they make the actors look small.
No. They're putting literal. I mean, like, they're literally
They're
putting
covering them with like
cartoon.
CGI.
Yeah, they're putting cartoon, like, digital dwarves
Oh
that look
wow.
more like the original, like Happy and Doc and all that,
Hmm.
on top of these actors. That's what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Because if you've seen what they look like, they were like just people of like, varying heights, like full, like 6 foot tall, like they're big dudes. And they all are wearing like nonsense clothes. Like, they look like they just went into like the thrift store and, bought what they could for a couple bucks. Like, it looked terrible. Why do you want to butcher your content that bad just because you think you're trying to get a new audience by, advertising to people? Look at our inclusivity, look at our diversity. Like, that doesn't sell. No one wants that. Just tell the story, you know. I'm not a fan of any of the live action Disney in the first place, but if you're just gonna like really butcher it, like why are you doing this? Like why?
Right. Right. It's
Yeah,
because
he was.
it's because it's because people are trying to make statements, and that's what this is all about. When you're trying to make a statement and no one else is with you, you know, it falls on deaf ears and nobody cares. But at the same time, when you present yourself to be loud enough to, be heard, then you have no choice but to, really deal with it. And that's what you're dealing with this lady that's taking over the Star Wars thing. I mean, to your point, and just going back to what you said earlier, these particular things have been going on for the last 20 years. 20 years where women, and I'll take it even to this. Women have always been overlooked when it comes to their talent. And now that now that not only that women themselves have been voicing it, I mean, it's been feminists all over the world that's been actually saying it. Because if and let's be clear, when you talk about the word feminist, it doesn't mean a woman. It means someone that supports the ideals, and supports the effort and what women are trying to do with whatever they're whatever they want to do in a positive manner. That's what feminism is. There has been a lot of feminists around the world that support this idea that women can they have these talents and have the ability to come in and have these ideas to do things, and for the most part it's worked out. A woman directed the first Wonder Woman movie. It was really good. They've done so many things in the industry that have and actually, to be honest, I don't care who does it as long as it came out good. I consider that person very talented, whether it was a man or a woman. You know, so I'm not looking at a movie because I'm not going to go watch a movie because of who directed it, and a lot of times because of who's in it. I know the initial origin of the plot of the story, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch it, come out all live to see if it was any good. And if it is, great. If it's not, then I'm not going to support it anymore. I'm just going to, move to the next thing. So that's what it is. People need to stop tripping over these statements. You know, everybody's got a statement. Hell,
But the
we had
but the
we have
reason that
statements when
they
it comes to
the
doing
reason that
things.
they do trip on this, Derek, is because routinely the stuff is of low quality. Like I'm saying, look at the last bunch of Marvel movies, the last couple Star Wars shows, like Book of Boba Fett,
Hmm.
Kenobi, leading into the next Ahsoka. Like Andor was good,
Hmm.
and that's like the outlier there. Mandalorian season 3, like this stuff takes a dumpster fire turn. So
Hmm.
because this downward trend, that's why these statements stand out, because it makes it feel like it's just going to be more of the same. You don't move into the direction of quality. And real quick, I wanted to, where is it? Dare had this one. Disney's doing toilet profits right now. Like they're not
Hmm.
making money. They're definitely spending money. And it's definitely true. Like the more people that you want to advertise to, yeah, like the more money you should get. But it's not working that way when you're just making crap. Like that quality, man, quality matters so much.
It
Definitely not
does.
quantity.
It
And
But they're
absolutely
quantity
does.
that's
over
what we had
quality.
been getting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sorry to interrupt, Derek, but it's,
No, 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 no. You good. Um,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like when you have these people saying these things because they want to get the attention and have the ability to they want to get the chance to really do it. So because that whole Star Wars thing, the whole Star Wars is tanking and everything, this woman is coming in. Not only is she making a statement, she's making that statement too loud, and she's doing she's doing the unnecessary. All she had to do was literally come in and say, "Hey, this is me. I'm going to take on this project, and I really hope that you enjoy it. I'm going to do my best to respect it." No,
Yeah.
she got
It's,
real
yeah.
arrogant.
Yeah.
She was real arrogant in her statement, but guess what? That's what gets her noticed. And what's gonna happen with that is she's gonna have to, she's gonna have to produce. She's gonna have to put up or shut up at this
Yes.
point. Because
Yeah.
she don't have the room to make mistakes now. She don't have the room to be like, oh, I said it was gonna be this, but they didn't give me the ability to do this. Nah, no. Not trying to hear that. You said it's about time for a woman to come in and do things. And that statement really says, with me as a woman coming in here, we know what we're doing and we're going to get it right. No. And that's the exact same statement. That's the exact statement she made. And now she got to put up, shut up.
Yeah.
All right, real.
So that's what I
She
get.
painted a
That's what
target on her back.
that's what gets mad at me about people making statements, because they give you these expectations that they can't live up to. And when
they're
they
not
can't live up to
factual.
them statements, right? Exactly.
She's
And
not
when
the
they can't
first
live up to them
female lead
statements, they come up
director
with
of Star
excuses
Wars.
later.
For a feature film, yes, but
But that's not what she.
yeah.
But that is not what she said.
It's
That's
not
like
even a matter.
Sam Smith when he won the award for that James Bond film.
Yeah.
For the theme song, he went on the Oscars talking about how he was the first openly homosexual person to ever win the Oscars. Ian McKellen wrote him. He's like, no, you weren't. I was there first. This other guy was here first. He sent him like a whole list of people, and he's like, oh, well, I didn't mean that. What I meant was this. And he tried to backtrack it, and he goes, nope, you also weren't that. And he started telling him all these other people too. Like, people just want to say shit to get themselves on the fucking internet and in the news. No matter how factual it is, she is not the first female director. This is not the first female-led Disney anything, let alone Star Wars. So she's just full of shit. She's just saying shit that just gets people pissed off and talking. That's all it is.
Because I when she said that, I was like, no, shorty, you weren't the first woman to do all this shit. As a matter of, because I made the example of the first Wonder Woman movie. That was the majority of the staff that worked on that movie. All the major staff were women. They all that was a women-led production.
For which movie?
Well, the first Wonder Woman movie. The DC.
I'll tell you, the first Star Wars movies had females like heading stuff up. Like what was it? Gort, what was it? Empire Strikes Back was the lady helped direct it or some crap like behind the scenes.
No.
Do you know the lady I'm talking about?
Not as far as directing. I mean, George's wife helped edit the
Empire.
That one. She helped edit and stuff. So that's a big lead in a movie, like a big important person in the movie making process. And she was a female, and that was in the 70s. Yeah. So I don't get why people have to drum that on, just try to make a point.
Okay. I mean, yeah, and
thank you, TKO. That's the one I was thinking of.
But
I'm a little drunk, so I said director. I didn't mean director.
Yeah, well, but that's what I'm looking at this whole thing, man. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of people making these loud ass statements and it don't mean nothing, And that's people, and that's not just women. That's men too. That's people that's in the out and fuck it. I'm gonna just say it. And the alphabet community, because I don't feel like because there's a whole lot of letters in that one.
Look, you
there's
could be a fucking wildebeest. It doesn't. Whatever doesn't matter.
Right. But, I mean, it's the people when people in general make these loud statements. The first thing I'm gonna hold them accountable, because you're telling me that you know what you're doing, and I'm expecting it to be great. And if it's not, I'm gonna come back to you and be like, I thought you said it was supposed to be there, and then I don't want to hear no excuses. Be accountable for what you did and take responsibility for your actions that you did. That's it.
Now, I want to say one, but I want to preface it with this. I love the movie, and I'm not bad-mouthing the movie. Using this as in we're talking about what people say versus reality. Mm-hmm. Black Panther came out. Oh, it's about time we had an African-American-led comic book superhero movie. Yeah. And I looked right over at my wife, and I'm like, none of these motherfuckers saw Blade back in 1996? Yeah, where the fuck were they at? Like, so like shit like that. They just want to say shit on the internet to spark controversy and conversation. Right. Regardless of whether it's factual or not.
Right. Like, and that was another loud statement, because to some points, I get what they were trying to say, but they weren't saying it correctly.
I feel like
You know.
they were misusing what was happening in this country. We're not getting into it because it's
Mm-hmm.
not that kind of podcast, but there was
Mm-hmm.
stuff happening in this country at that time
Mm-hmm.
that made that declarative statement a lot stronger,
Yep.
regardless of whether it was factual or not.
Exactly.
And it was definitively not factual. Definitively. And
You just gotta be
it's
careful.
disrespectful to the older movies that came here and did that. That is
Mhm.
disrespectful. Could you imagine 40 years from now, Derek's oldest son
Mm-hmm.
gets elected president of the United States, and he stands up there and goes, "Thanks God, I'm the first black man ever voted president of the United States."
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you talking about? No, you weren't. And that also
Mhm.
disrespects what Obama had to go through to become the
Mhm.
first black president of the United States.
Exactly.
It's not the fact that it's factual or not; it's disrespect to those who actually did it before. And people just don't pay attention to that shit. People don't want to dig deep enough to find out whether stuff's the truth or not. They just go, "Oh, she's the first female ever to do Star Wars. It's the first time there's ever been a female lead. It's going to be great." Well, all those things are not true. They've all been here before. Just go look. Take time to dig around. Do some homework.
Yeah. What you think, E?
Oh man, um, something that I want to go back to. I gotta find the comment now. Something Dare said. I wanted to answer. He had a question for us. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Sorry, Dare. It's there somewhere. Here we go. This one. So, question: how do you get non-nerds interested in this stuff? That's
Yeah.
Disney
Yeah.
challenge. So, here's my thing on this whole, on everything that they do right now. You don't have to. That's not the work that needs to be put in. As them being as you want to refer to as people who are non-nerds, or people who aren't into this comic, they're going anyway. They're taking their kids. They're like, oh, this looks fun. They're going anyway. They don't care because they don't know that Silver Surfer is supposed to be a man. They don't know that, so they don't care. You have that audience already. But when
Mhm.
you sit there and these rumors start flying around, Silver Surfer, they're going to do a female Silver Surfer, not Nova, but we're talking a female Silver Surfer. Who knows if the rumor is true or not? The people who don't know don't care. But the people who do know, that's the audience you're alienating. So you're not you're causing yourself to make less money because now that audience is not going to go see these movies. If you make a female Silver Surfer, I'm not going to see it because that's not Silver Surfer.
Right.
You know. Now, if you want to use one of his other heralds, like Nova or whatever, not to get too technical here, but I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Um, the clamor for Michael B. Jordan to play Superman. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with that. But that would be, I believe his name is Val Zod, Calvin Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he would need to be in the movie. And someone please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a big Superman reader, but that works. That works for me. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. That works because that's done. That's comic lore. That's Marvel Ultimates. Just it works. I have no problem with that. Female leads in movies, I have no problem with. I'm One of my favorite franchises is the Alien franchise, and you're talking Sigourney Weaver. Like there was no complaint. Strong female lead led those movies. And granted, the last one was really bad, but you know, when
You said Gran Turismo?
granted, the last one
Oh.
was very
Yeah.
bad.
I'm about to say.
You know,
Okay.
Going back to Gord's point when he brought up Stranger Things. You had these kids. It's such an amazing show, and in the end, it's a female lead.
Mm-hmm.
The star of that show is a female. No one's complaining. Why? Because it's good. It's not. It's something new. You're not shitting over and tearing down something that's been established for 50 years. You want to bring in a female-led superhero. Hey, guess what? There are thousands of them out there in Marvel and DC that people would love to see. Where's Storm? I would love to see Storm already in Marvel. Where's Zatanna? I would love to make us. You want to make a movie in a for DC? Make a Zatanna movie. Bring Zatanna in. Make her like she's there. You want to talk about inclusion? Well, guess what? Where's Miles Morales? You know that's how you do inclusion the right way. Where's your Miles Morales movie?
Mm.
Not your
Mm.
animated one, but where is he in the MCU?
Yeah.
That's how you get these people. That's how you do it. That's how you do it right. The characters are there for you to use, but for some reason you're not using them. Whether it's Sony who owns the rights or DC for Miles, I don't know, because that's all confusing at this point with Spider-Man. But it don't fucking matter. Who one of you guys own this shit? Make the fucking movie. We got this Star Wars movie that just come out for Ray. Look, I personally don't have a problem with Ray. I have no problem with them making a Ray centric trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel Star Wars needs to do a massive time jump and get away from anything related to Skywalker at this point.
Oh yeah.
But that's just a personal opinion. But if you are going to go Ray, you can do it. She wasn't the problem with those three movies. Ray was not the problem.
It's the
Everything
execution.
else was the problem
It,
with
it,
those
it is a
movies.
lot the execution,
Yeah,
and
Ray.
nobody
So
like the directors from one movie to the next need to be holding hands, and they were like, doing
Yeah.
that instead, trampling on each other. Nobody worked together, and you end up with shit.
Mm-hmm.
one
The story
director,
won't
all
function.
three movies, gives you a cohesive story, a
Yeah,
cohesive vision, and it'll feel like a trilogy. But that's
yeah.
that's getting beyond the point here. That's a conversation for another day. You know, the Marvels has did ab- absolutely atrocious. It was a bomb in every sense of the word that you can think of. And why is that?
I want to say something funny for the box office numbers on that one. There was metrics for that, and it was something like 2/3 or 3/4 of the people that bought the tickets. It's all white men, which is
Mm.
famously Brie Larson, hating on them, all through her career in Marvel. But they're the ones that have been going. It's not women going to the movie though.
You know,
Like that's what you're trying to cater to. They're not going. They don't
you know,
want it.
Brie Larson made a comment
It's funny.
before her first movie came out that just kept spiraling. This is again as to Derek's point. You make comments. We live we live in such a micro. Everything is magnified.
Mm-hmm.
No matter, you can't get away with saying anything. Anything you say is going to be blown up, dissected, and pasted all over social media. Social media is probably one of the most powerful things out there at this point.
Yep.
It
She
is.
made a comment. I understood what she was trying to say. It did not come across the right way, and it basically has tanked her Marvel career before the movie ever came out. That's like what some and someone had mentioned, who cares about these statements, but this is why these statements are so important now to these movies, to any of these franchise. You make a statement like that, you can't. You're alienating so many people now because you're pissing them off before the movie ever came out.
Wasn't it the She-Hulk director or writer who basically said, "I'm so we're happy to be making fun of these people"?
Probably.
Something
So
to
the
that. Something to
She-Hulk
that.
writer had also said, like, so there were a lot of people, and I was one of them, who were complaining about the CGI and how
Mm.
She-Hulk looked as She-Hulk. It just didn't. It wasn't good CGI.
Yeah.
She made a comment about it's men trying to control females' bodies, and that is not the complaint most people
Yeah.
had.
The complaint is that it looks like a Shrek cartoon. It looks shit.
Exactly, complaining like this belongs on the CW right now, not for a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, I don't even know anymore. It's I don't feel burnout is as big of a thing as we all think it is, because if you were still delivering good content, I don't think the burnout would be the excuse that we use. Oh, I'm tired of this. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. If what we've been getting was consistently good with a couple miscues here and there, because no one's perfect. You're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna be able to hit it out the park every time. But if you take from the very first Iron Man movie to Endgame, not every movie in that run was good, but the overall product that you put out as a whole was amazing.
Oh, EE.
Jeremy
If
B
I
got
can
something to
touch
say.
on,
So, what does it go? Does it go the other way? What about people that say things outside of your worldview? Look, I honestly don't. We can agree to disagree. Like you're just because someone says something that I might necessarily agree with. I'm I'm not upset. I'm not gonna get upset because, you know, oh, I hate to bring up any kind of real politics, but oh, you're a Republican. Oh, you're a Democrat. Oh, Trump this, Obama this, Biden that. I don't care. I don't. You're allowed to. It doesn't. It will not change my opinion of who you are. I have plenty of friends who we fall on different sides of a lot of different worldviews, right? And as long as the respect is there, that's fine. Um, Now, what is this about the WNBA? Hold on, wait. The WNBA subsidized by the NBA. Women do. All right. I don't even know if I want to touch the WNBA. Look,
We're not
here's what.
really
This
talking
is
about
what I will
sports.
say. This is what I will say about the WNBA real quick. And please, people, don't take offense. They don't make as much money because the league does not make as much money.
Mhm.
Say
Right.
say whatever you will, you know, for why the league isn't making as much money as the men. I'm not going to go into that, but I believe in equal pay. But you know what? If you're not making as much, if your product is not
It's not an
making as
equal
much
pay.
money as the men's product, you can't get paid. You can't
Right.
get
It's
paid.
not an equal pay
You
conversation.
know,
You can't run a business in
I
the red.
believe in
You
soccer. I
know.
believe there's a conversation in women's soccer also about this, and someone can fact check me. I did read this and I did look this up. The women might get paid less, but their percentage is actually higher than what the men are making.
Mm-mm.
But
Um.
men's soccer is just that much more profitable, so they're not getting, so I, I think that's I hate hearing that argument, and that, well, women should be getting paid get paid equal when it comes to those two, at least particularly those two things. There's a reason why they're not. It is, again, it has nothing to do with the talent level, or what I can't do. Every single one of them women in the NBA will whip my ass, you know. But the 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 profit isn't there for them to make the same contracts that the men are making. Um, and what did Dare say? Agreed point. Yes, and that is part of the problem. The women, I don't know any women that watch the WNBA. Well, I don't watch any
Yeah.
men. I don't know anybody in any side that watches the NBA. To be honest,
I
um,
mean, the whole point of that statement was that, you have these women that, get loud about, the way they get paid versus how LeBron James gets paid. And the whole point of that was, you know, the WNBA don't put up numbers like the NBA. You know, they haven't for years. They don't have the marketing to do it. They don't promote themselves to be able to be that big. You go to a WNBA game, you see more men there than women anyway, if you see anybody at all. So it's that perspective when it comes to, trying to compare the two together. There's no comparison. And also, just so everybody know, we're gonna get off this topic. The WNBA follows the same, formula when it comes to their pay scales. The difference is the NBA generates more money in its organization than the WNBA, and they follow the same. Like when a team wins a championship, that same team they do the same percentages based on revenue that the NBA does. It's just that they don't have the same revenue that the NBA does. So they do whatever their revenue stream their revenue is, and take the percentage out and then give it to and distribute it out to who it belongs to. So yeah, that's it. They haven't done anything. They're not underpaying anyone. They're paying them exactly what they agreed to based on revenue and their contracts and whatnot. It's because LeBron is getting LeBron. I'm gonna just throw a number. LeBron in a champion winning a championship. Bron will bring in will take in like 120 mil, and then New York Liberty, their champion, their team and their main champion will probably clear about 2-3 mil. It's all about revenue. If you're not bringing in the revenue, then you're not getting the money that they're gonna get. That's it.
So just quickly to answer Esteban, I don't think that that's out there, and I don't expect we would know that for some time, or probably not closer, until the movie comes out. But given that she has a very small body of work and has also won awards, that's like, I don't know, probably more than I would expect, but I don't know. It's interesting, but I would hope that she, just for her sake, like, if I was in that position and like you watch the trend of like how little money some of these movies have made, I don't know that like you'd want to be taking the percent, versus otherwise. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about her. It's all about what she negotiated.
Yeah.
Bryce Howard. You can't compare her. You can't compare this lady to Bryce Howard, because Bryce Howard. First of all, Bryce Howard's has been in this for a while now. She's been in this franchise for a number of years now. For Bryce Dallas Howard to not get to be paid more than her, it would make sense.
But he,
So
Well,
but he's
Dante
saying
was
to
at for any
Filoni.
comment.
But
He's
Filoni does
comparing
more
her
'cause
to
he's
Filoni.
also the producer and show running it all. I think he's making more by default anyway than anybody
Yeah.
that's coming in to direct. Doesn't
okay, but
matter.
we don't know that because Bryce is not saying anything. She's perfectly happy with where she is right now, and she's
Well,
not
we
making a
don't know
stink about
that.
her
We don't
pay.
know that
We
for
don't
sure.
know if she's
I
perfectly
mean, that's what
happy,
I'm
but
saying. We
she's
don't
not
know
making a
that.
stink about whatever. Like she's
She,
Right.
she's not
doing her job for whatever
she's not
reason.
running her mouth anywhere. Like
Yeah.
she
Right.
seems happy with the content she makes and stands by it. Like I
hmm
respect that for sure.
But that's what I'm talking about. It's people, and we've all literally been saying it at this point. When you're being loud about something, that's when people going to start paying attention, and they're going to expect you to to put up or shut up.
And just
Ain't nobody saying nothing to Bryce right now because she ain't saying nothing on
no.
purpose.
But also in her favor, the handful of episodes, just Star Wars specifically related, but the ones that she did, they're all good.
Yeah.
Like
hmm
she did good. She didn't
Yeah.
have to, run her mouth and make a ruckus so that you're paying attention to her.
hmm
She let her work speak for itself, and
Yep.
there it is. And she's going to continue to get work.
I enjoyed all the Mandalorian episodes she directed.
This kind of a point I wanted to bring up. Some of you might have heard me mention this before. Um, these executives. I think it was the neighbor who made the post about how Iger said the Marvels failed because they needed more. There weren't enough executives overseeing the project. Um, and I think
They
that
did
is,
try to put it on that director.
and I think, but that is the problem. There are too many people, too many executives that have no idea about the franchise, really. They're just numbers guys, and then they're all worried about this, and that. You know, it's the negative, the vocal negative community is, I believe, the minority though. Like you get one or two people complaining about, this isn't inclusive enough. This isn't that. But they're the loudest. So it seems like then you see the articles start being posted on Facebook. fans are mad at this and fans are mad at that and fans demand this and fans say that, when it's really not the fans, it's a small portion of
Yeah.
the fans, but that small portion tends to be the loudest. And I think that's something that's being missed by a lot of these executives, and they're now, it's all about playing it safe. It's, oh well, we'll just do this, play safe. No one's gonna come after us. Peter's not gonna come after us, and let's do it this way and let's do it that way, and who cares?
If I can touch
And
on,
this is the situation we're in now, where most of what we're getting is bad.
so you were touching on Dare's question earlier about how does Disney, um, um, you know, get their content, like going back to Dare's question, if you please the fans, if you please the fans will do that work for you. As far as taking care of everybody else that are not fans or are not familiar with the lore and everything. Because here's one good example. I never knew anything about the Lord of the Rings until a buddy of mine was telling me about it. He went to go see the first movie and thoroughly liked it because he read the book. He was into the book and saw the movie. He was like, "Yeah, you got to see it. Yeah, it was really good." I went to go see it and I liked it, and I didn't read the book, so I was just like, "Okay, yeah, this is pretty good." And then the second one came out right after that, Two Towers, and I went to see that. I was like, "Oh, it's getting good." That's how you do it. If you make your fans happy that are familiar with the content and that's been supporting you with the content, everything else falls into place.
Yeah. And I'll give you a more recent example of that. Right at the end of the year, in internationally in November, and then December 1st, we got Godzilla minus one. The word of mouth on that movie alone,
Mm-hmm.
did, you know, great things for that movie.
Yeah.
The movie was made on a budget less than 15 million. It ended up grossing worldwide right about like just under 100 million.
Wow.
And that's less than the budget for any of these movies that just get made. Your Marvel movies, your Star Wars movies. They're all 100 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this movie's grossing. Like I know maybe to someone like it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but like that, if anybody had seen the movie and then you see what they did visually and all that stuff for that budget, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's sad. We have like these big bungle flops, but word of mouth, like it really, that helps you. Like you think all the people that went to that were Godzilla fans. I could assure you there's not a lot of Godzilla fans out there, not like that. Like there isn't. Like those movies never make money, but this one did because it had incredible word of mouth. But also it was an actual good movie. It wasn't just a monster stepping on shit. There was, a strong character dynamic, a lot of development for them, and you care more about those people than caring about a giant lizard monster showing up on screen for a couple minutes. I would watch a sequel about just the people in the movie, no Godzilla. It was, you know what I mean? Like you make something that can resonate with people. It's Field of Dreams, man. If you build it, they will come.
Yep. Bingo.
Yeah, going back to Esteban's statement about the Eternals, that thinks the diversity hurt the film. That didn't bother me. Again, I don't care. Put whoever you want in there. It was just the way it was written. I just didn't care for the. Again, it goes back to execution. I don't care about the concept. It's the execution. It just wasn't there for me. That's just what I think it all comes down to.
See, I can sit there and say I didn't notice that how how much diversity was in the Eternals, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because that shouldn't be the main focus on, we have a diverse cast. That shouldn't be what you're trying to sell your movie at.
Yeah, what are you going to tell the story you tell with this diverse
I
cast?
my issue with the Eternals, it's when you start and this is another thing that Marvel is sometimes, and this is going to happen when you start delving into the lesser known properties, the less popular ones. I'm a Marvel fan. I read Marvel comics, but I didn't read Eternals, so the interest wasn't there for me to begin with. So the deeper you go into your playbook of characters, your story has to be that much better. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. I was not a big. I've never read a Guardian of the Galaxy book. I maybe some people might disagree, but I don't think they were never a list Marvel top tier comic. But that first Guardians movie came out and it was just so good, you know, for lesser known characters. So it can be done because they've done it before. They like I said, they did it with Guardians, but I don't think Eternals or Shang Chi were able to hit that same mark.
Yeah, again, it's all about execution.
So I'm pulling up Esteban's thing here about like the '90s shows there and Power Rangers in particular. And his next comment is, how marketing didn't focus on the diversity. It's just something that's present, and they don't make a big stink about it. The only one that I could make a comment for is probably X-Men, because they brought in Giant Size 1 is when they introduced it, and I remember growing up with it being called the International Team originally there,
Hmm.
and that was a lot of the point, though, is that they brought in like people from all over the world. So that at least in X-Men's case,
Yeah,
when they
but
first
you
did it in the comics,
see,
not
like when I
necessarily the
first
cartoon.
read that, I guess what I'm trying to say is in my head, I didn't read. It didn't like, oh wow, look at diversity. It was just like, oh cool, he's from Russia. Oh cool, he's from Canada. All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Like it was like I didn't think like, oh now they're getting. As a kid, I didn't care.
I mean,
Like,
you might have
oh
thought,
cool, he's from Russia. Oh cool,
Hmm.
he's
but you
from
might have thought
Canada.
Japan were a bunch of dicks because Sunfire was like, I'm fucking out of here.
You know, you, you know, and some of those characters that debuted in that book are, to this day, some of my favorite X-Men characters.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I read those in reprints. They were black and white, like on the newsprint when they were doing them in the big essentials books. And I remember, enjoying a lot of these characters, but I enjoyed Banshee a lot less when I found out that he was like wearing green and yellow, because then he looked like a fucking doof.
I did, Jeremy. I did.
Why?
Who you come on? At 8 years old, or whenever I read it, you think I cared if you think I knew anything about Canada? I just knew it
No,
was another country.
you probably didn't think it was real.
Where's the
Oh,
timeout button?
Don't do that.
do it. Go. I don't
I
care.
can
Ban
appreciate
user and delete the comments. There we go. That's even better.
I can appreciate, everyone trying to, get their 15 minutes of fame when it comes to, them saying things the way they saying it. But that's what I look at it as. I've seen I've been in this fandom so long that you just get numb to some of the things that happen in it, and people getting noticed or people not getting noticed. And it's just like, put up or shut up. Give me, put the work in. Put the work in, and you don't have to be all loud like you do. You know, stop trying to be loud, and then you're trying to be noticed, and then when it comes time for you to do the work, you're not trying to produce nothing. That whole and that's a perfect example of what the Eternals was for me. We talking about the Eternals. You know, it got promoted like it was going to be the greatest movie. It was going to be the greatest launch of the next phase of the MCU, and it bombed because the
Well,
movie was terrible.
I'm not mad at them for trying to promote that. I mean, that's what you want. You want to promote every movie to be this movie's going to be amazing. That's
Hmm.
the point of promotion. It just unfortunately that one in my I don't mean to disagree with Esteban, but yeah, it's not one of my favorite Marvel movies at all.
Hmm. And I also think that the Marvel suffered because they were trying to, introduce the X Men universe.
Well, that was a post credit scene,
Yeah.
so
But that's the introduction, though. That's the
no,
introduction,
the
though, because
introduction
you
the
wouldn't, you,
introduction was
no,
Miss Marvel. That was the introduction
You're
with
right.
Miss Marvel.
The Miss Marvel movie
No, the Miss Marvel
introduced going
MCU.
into the alternate universe, them being, pushed into the alternate universe, and that's where the X-Men are going to exist in that universe.
We don't know that
I'm
where they're
telling you.
going to
Okay.
exist. We don't. I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen with their multiverse nonsense. If they're going to do what they did in the comics and just mash the multiverses up together into one universe, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you just saw the Loki 2 thing. And all I was saying was they started teasing and introducing X Men with the Miss Marvel MCU show where they played the da-na-na-na-na at the end, where that's where they gave you your first
Oh, that's the
tease.
cartoon.
Yeah, and then but then Namor, I believe, is a mutant in Black Panther. So they've slowly started
I forgot he
before
was in
this
that movie.
one,
You know
and
what?
now,
Maybe the whole Fantastic Four will be mutants, and there will be no cosmic rays.
but see, those are
I could
things I
see them
don't
doing that.
like. But see, those are the things that we talk about that I don't like. There's no need to make a change like that.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
like I've said this about the whole of MCU when they started it. Keep the characters true to their core concept. To you know, like tweak the origin, in small ways, like not mutants for Fantastic Four, obviously. If it wasn't cosmic rays and you did gamma rays, like I don't think I'd
Yeah,
cry
it's no
about
big
that
deal.
the same way because it's still
Mm-hmm.
magic rays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some
But
magic race.
yeah, but my point is, like, keep them true to their personality, their characterization, how they behave, act, speak. Tell whatever story you want. We don't need a story identical to the comic. You tell an all new story. Just keep the character in line with who they are. Don't change the character entirely. And there is also lots of interpretations of the characters between the mainline universe, your ultimates, and so on, or different eras in time. But like Tony Stark felt like the right amalgamation of those characters. Same for Steve Rogers and so on. And it's only recently that I think we get things that are like grossly mischaracterized. Or I actually haven't told Guardians, which I haven't read any of those titles either. Only caught the characters as they appeared in other books. That a lot of that isn't done really to the letter at all. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, it worked, and I don't know. Sometimes it can work.
Esteban, I can appreciate your statement. You said you didn't crave seeing people that looked like me in the media until high school.
The fuck?
What I wanted to see was was people my age. That's why Phantom Menace hit so hard for me. Um, Representation is important to most, and that's a cool thing to be able to experience and be able to enjoy. It's important to me too, um, because it puts us in the limelight and shows us, shows everyone how talented we are and how we can do things. Which is why I'm a proponent of creating characters that look like me that didn't already exist. You know,
Yeah.
I like characters that originated, that look like me originally, and not like someone else, and then they're trying to make them look like me. I'm not for that. Because all you're doing is telling me that I'm feeling somebody else's shoes and trying to be them. That doesn't fly for me. So
Yep.
when they were although they were talking about them existing in other universes, they were talking about like Superman Black, and they're doing all that stuff. That's cool for what it was, but don't make that canon. Don't make that mainline, and try to tell me that that's the origin story. No, the name already existed. It's the name already existed, and you already established that character. Don't turn around and make him black and go, hey, okay, now he's black. No, don't do that. Don't do that to me. I like when they did. I like Icon. I like Static. I like the fact that we had we had a Luke Cage coming up, despite his origin. I like, Falcon. When Falcon first came out, that was the joy for me. I saw that one and I was just like, and he got red when he got an actual Falcon and all of that, and that was the coolest shit ever to me. Now, granted, I wasn't mad when they did Nick Fury as a black character. I wasn't mad at that at all. But at the same time, give us something that we can originate. Blade was originally black, and he was he was that dude. So I was overjoyed about that. I was very excited about when that movie came out. So yeah,
Well,
representation definitely is important. So but it's also even more important not to make that representation cheap or underwhelming or underrepresented.
It becomes forced representation. Becomes forced representation.
Forced representation. There you go.
Real quick before I wrap up, you know why you never heard anybody make a big deal about Nick Fury and Samuel L. Jackson?
Why is that?
Because it was Samuel L. Jackson.
Because no, it was because it was done. It's a comic thing. In the Ultimate Universe, Nick Fury was black, so there was no way. That's that. So
But
it just goes to show, if it's there from something that we know, a lot of us you're not going to get the complaints.
Yeah. But also it goes beyond that. In the Ultimates book, there's like a big attack, and then they're going to make a movie of the team's called the Ultimates, not the Avengers. Yeah. They're going to make a movie about them, and they're talking about who's going to play all the characters, and that we'll get Sam Jackson to play Nick Fury. So it really goes deep, and it was fun when you saw him appear in Iron Man, and that's what was that at the time, like 6-ish years after the comic had come out, maybe
yeah,
right about that. Like it was still pretty fresh. That was cool. That was good.
Well, I think we beat this topic to death enough tonight. We're going on almost 2 hours here.
Good talk, though. Good talk.
I wanted to thank everybody for the conversation tonight. Shout out to the chat squad. You guys were great. We're gonna go around the room here. Tell us where you're at. Gort.
You will find me at IKEA, not anywhere else jungle related. And you here 9:00 on or was it? 9:00 on Fridays. And all the local toy shows. Wolfie.
Eric Von Wolfenstein on all your social media needs. Maybe coming to a town near you. And every other Friday here with you guys. Ricky.
Here every other week.
Derek.
You can find your boy Derek Bigsby on your Book of Faces. You can find me on Instagram as Derek What B. You can also find me here every other week on the Realmhattan Project and on our pop-up shows. You can find me on Do You Even Transform Bro and Right Out of the Box. On the Realmhattan, on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel.
You guys can find me here every other Friday. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me in the Realm group. Don't forget to watch the rest of our shows Monday night on the Realm. Don't forget to watch the rest of the Realm of Collectors shows throughout the week. Monday night ETR. Wednesdays alternating between figure banging and shelf gravy, and lastly but not least, us every other Friday on the Realmhattan Project. Thank everybody for coming out. You all have a good night. There will be a Hangout link shortly.
Thanks, everybody.
Say it with me now. Realmhattan.